We are walking the streets of San Diego like always, and Comic-Con is in full effect. I mean, it's a kind of a mess down here in San Diego right now because it's like our poor town has been taken over by everything. Just passed through Conan O'Brien's setup. I'm gonna be out here all week, pretty much. If you're at Comic-Con and you're on the karaoke bus, make sure you show up. It's the SYFY Network's karaoke bus. So make sure you guys come out and see me. But yeah, we're walking around. We just saw, I guess Conan O'Brien's here. I had no idea he's gonna be doing stuff. I'm gonna cross the street, make sure I don't die. Conan O'Brien's doing stuff out here. And then there's all kinds of setups going on. Pretty much, like I said, our city has pretty much been taken over right now. The tourists and construction and everything, trying to get this all geared up and ready to go. So we're gonna go back this way because I'm not sure. There's a guy kind of just standing there. I don't know if he's drunk or whatever, but I'm not walking that way.
Let's just go straight.
Stumbled upon Fear of the Walking Dead. So that is what they're doing right now, is getting the setup for the filming of The Walking Dead. Isn't that cool? So let me just say, there's sets everywhere. Like every group, there's something set up for some show they're doing, or they might actually be filming some craziness, some kind of film settings, but just insane. Insane. If you're in San Diego, make sure you stop by Comic-Con this week and weekend, because I have a feeling that you're gonna miss out on something if you don't show up, even if you're not at Comic-Con. Like I said, the SYFY Network has their own SYFY experience going on, and they have turned Gaslamp and the whole downtown into like SYFY Network. So there's all kinds of games you can do. There's panelists for celebrities that'll be on the panels. They'll actually come over and talk and do a couple things there too. So there's just so much going on. So awesome. And you can't help but to geek out a little bit, even if you're not like a geeky person. You can't help but to geek out around here. Everything's turning like that. Amazon, I guess, because we see Jack Ryan. Maybe they're the sponsors for this all, but I don't know what's going on over there. I see a helicopter on the roof and stuff is all blocked off, and there's some sets in there, so I don't know what they're doing. And that's where I'll be working, you guys. There's part of SYFY Network, which is what I'll be doing, so I'm so excited. Okay, so we saw the car on one side, but now we just walked back. We just walked back, and this is what I'm seeing. It's like a person. It's not a real person, but it's like just standing there. I know they said this is part of Stephen King's like haunted house sort of setup or something, but that's creepy. It's just sitting there in the water, and we didn't see this. We were just here like 5 minutes ago, and then this pops up. We just left this place called the Laika or something like that. It shows these characters that are play animation, and they show you how they're made. They show you how they make the characters, how they do their facial expressions. It was a pretty cool event. We had to wait outside for 2 hours to just do a 15-minute tour, so that was tiring, and it was hot, like ridiculous hot. But that part was totally worth it. And I have a newfound respect for the way they do these clay animations, because they were saying how it takes like 4 years to make them, which I didn't even know it takes that long. 4.5 years. So you're trying to do these different little turns of all the facial expressions, or moving their arms, or if they're in a fight scene or whatever. It's pretty neat. So I'm like, I think next time I'll think twice before I say to a clay animation movie, because it's so much that goes into it. And I know I'd be ticked if I do all of this work for the clay animation and then pretty much everybody's like, the movie was okay. I'd be like, what? I did all this work for 3 years and then nothing? And hopefully you like the clips that you see.
Laika Studios, and you can see we have a house here. Can anyone tell me what this is from? Coraline. Now, are we looking at the real world or the other world? The other world. How do we know that? Button eyes. That's right. I'm actually getting button eye surgery done next week. I'm pretty excited. Get buttons put in there. And this home is also, it's a little too perfect, right? It has that dream feel to it. This is my dream home. It's bigger than the one I live in. Together. And on average, you get about 1.5 minutes of footage per week, so it takes quite a while to put a movie like this together. And the reason why, if you know anything about stop motion, you're not taking video, we're taking pictures. So it's taking the face here, we're checking out the wall first. Some pretty interesting things about how we build our puppets here.
Oh man, is that all the weapons? Dang, that's crazy cool. Look at all the Kubo.
Who's this character here?
It's Kubo.
Kubo, exactly. So how do we make Kubo? Well, we start with an idea and we put them down on paper. It's going to become a drawing. Then we start to turn them into a bit of a clay mold and start to give them some detail and some color as well. Now, Kubo needs a skeleton, so we build an armature. That's our skeleton there, and he has these ball and socket joints, a lot like you and I have, that allow him to move in a very realistic way. Kubo's hands are molded separately because the hands are small and delicate, and they move the most and they break the easiest. So we have to have separate molds so we can just pop them on when we need to. You can see some bigger and smaller hands here. The bigger hands are used for close-up shots. Now, in a situation like when Kubo's trying to represents what we call a frame. And there are 24 of these faces, or 24 frames. In your average movie, you have 24 frames per second. So this entire wall is 1 second of animation. There you go. Now in Kubo and the Two Strings, it took over 100,000 frames to make that movie. So you can only imagine just how many different faces there would be. These faces are 3D printed and colored, but with Coraline 10 years ago, that technology wasn't quite as efficient. So back then we could print it, but we'd have to hand paint it. So it took a lot longer to make.
You're looking at, have you seen Kubo? Everyone's seen Kubo? Yeah. This is one of the original sets from the film. It's just a section of the village set. The real one would have had another section here, and it would have been about 30 feet long. There's another version of it that's completely burned out. That's pretty cool too. But we can get all these things in here. So the stuff that you're seeing here is what we call practical. Any of these elements that are handmade, this is all practical stuff. You see Kubo here, you have the camera here. If you wouldn't mind, Madam, step back a little so everyone can see this monitor. This monitor just mirrors this one, so you guys can look at this, it's the same thing. So what you're looking at is a live feed from the camera and a previously taken image. So it's the same principle as the old flip books, you know how these work, right? So it's just flicking between these pages, showing you previously taken page, that way, and then a live feed direct from this camera. You can see my hand in there. So I can judge how far I move his hand from that previous pose. Move his hand up and then pose his head. All the hair, fabric, clothes. It's what we call a flying rig or a running rig.
Chance to see some more. On this side we have Coraline's other mother's living room. It's a mouthful. We have the ladybug couch. Feel free to sit down, take some pictures there, just watch the antennas. And we have a door somewhere here that leads to the real world. And then we have some of the props from the actual movies there. And on this side we have a set from one of our other movies. Can someone tell me what movie this is from?
Box Trolls.
Box Trolls. So one thing you'll notice if you watch the movie is you'll have a very difficult time finding any straight lines. We call those nervous lines. They have some kind of wave or curve to them. It's an artistic choice that we make to make the film really stand out. Now we saw what Jason was doing with Kubo. Imagine what an animator would have to do in this setting. You have more than one character, so you have to move them and take your picture, move them and take your picture. Now, this is a good example of a nice combination between the stop motion animation and the visual effects department. If you rewatch this scene in the movie, this is the Cheese Guild Ballroom. There are the actual puppets, and then there are some other characters that are put in using visual effects. So they want. So Austin was telling you earlier about the hair that goes into Norman here. So we have the goat hair. This is how it's installed. They have the color coding here, so you know. Goat hair, they mix in gels and glues to make it moldable and pliable and stay in place. But again, everything has to look the exact same. So we know that this is the main character. Does anyone know what it's called when we have to fix our main character? It's called Repair and Norman. Right. To answer your question earlier.
if you are going to Comic-Con, make sure to come see me at the SYFY Network karaoke bus. That's what I'm doing. I will be sure there'll be a lot of interesting people. Characters at Comic-Con today. What I'd like for you guys to do is to comment down below and tell me what's your favorite character. That'd be whether it's Thor, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, whatever your favorite superhero is, comment down below and just make sure to like this video as well. Like, subscribe. Alright guys, so I'm gonna sign off on this. Be a pretty cool video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.